Hello, real estate aficionados. Welcome to our channel where we make understanding real estate as easy as a one-piece jigsaw puzzle. Wait! That's just a picture, isn't it? Well, sometimes simple is best, especially when we're unraveling the mysteries of agency types and listings. And if you think this is helpful, wait until the end of the video. We've got some exclusive sample questions lined up for you, perfect for reviewing what we've covered today. These goodies are only available for our paid users over at nightbeforetheexam.com. Alright folks, let's talk about the exclusive right to sell listing. Imagine you're in a relationship where you've agreed to date exclusively. Let's just say that, Jennifer cartoonily, you and I are officially dating exclusively. Well, as soon as you drop the restraining order anyway, now apply that to real estate. That's what we call an exclusive right to sell listing. In this arrangement, you, the real estate agent, are like someone who's exclusively dating a house. You've made a promise to do everything in your power to find the perfect match for this house. Advertising, hosting open houses, the works. Now, just like in exclusive dating, even if someone else happens to charm your date, or in this case, bring a buyer to the property, you still get the credit. Or hear the commission. It doesn't matter if the owner themselves finds a buyer while chatting at a barbecue, because you have that exclusive right to sell, you earn your commission. Here's a straightforward example. A homeowner signs an exclusive right to sell agreement with you to sell their house. You roll up your sleeves and get to work. You're setting up advertisements, arranging home stagings, really putting the house out there. But one sunny afternoon, the homeowner meets someone who falls in love with the house and decides to buy it. Even though it was the homeowner who made the sale, your agreement ensures that you still get paid for your efforts. It's like even if someone else brings flowers to your exclusive date, you're the one who gets thanked in the end. So remember, this exclusive dating scenario with your property listing means you're the only one who has the right to sell the property, and you'll be compensated no matter how the house finds its buyer. Next, we have the exclusive agency listing. Let's take a closer look at what exclusive agency means in the world of real estate. This type of agreement is quite similar to the exclusive right to sell, but with an important distinction. With an exclusive agency listing, if you, the real estate agent, or another agent find a buyer, you earn your commission. However, if the homeowner themselves finds the buyer, they don't have to pay you any commission. Here's how to think about it. You're essentially the homeowner's official representative in the market, tasked with doing all the legwork of advertising and showing the property. But if the homeowner ends up finding the buyer through their own networks or efforts, they have the freedom to complete the sale independently without owing you a fee. For example, suppose a homeowner hires you under an exclusive agency agreement to sell their house. You put in the effort, you advertise, you arrange showings, and you negotiate with potential buyers. One day, a buyer brought in by another agent agrees to purchase the home. Great, you earn your commission because it was sold through the efforts of the agents. However, if the homeowner, say through a personal connection, finds a buyer themselves, they can close the deal without having to pay you any commission because of the exclusive agency agreement. This type of listing benefits homeowners who want to keep their options open to personally selling their property while also having professional support to maximize their chances of finding a buyer through the agent network. Now let's take a look at another type of listing.
Open listing. This is the Wild West of real estate. Open listing allows the property owner to engage multiple agents to sell their property. But only the agent who actually finds the buyer and closes the deal earns the commission. If the owner finds the buyer themselves, no commission is owed. Here's a quick, geeky example. Imagine you're Artie from the sci-fi TV series Warehouse 13, and you need to recover a powerful artifact called the buyer. Instead of relying on just one agent, you send out multiple warehouse agents to find the mysterious artifact, the buyer. Only the agent who successfully finds and secures the artifact, aka the buyer, gets the reward, or in real estate terms, the commission. And if it's Pete, you know he loves to brag about it. However, Artie, in this case the homeowner, can continue his own search for the buyer. If he finds the buyer first, he owes nothing to the agents. Just like Artie's strategy, open listings give you more eyes looking for the buyer. it still gives the homeowner their own ability to find the buyer themselves. You know, right now I'm currently in the show hole. I should just go rewatch the series. Any other Warehouse 13 fans out there? Give a shout out. And remember, in the world of real estate and its endless wonder, knowledge is your artifact of power.
Now let's delve a little bit into the concept of dual agency in real estate. This happens when one agent represents both the seller and the buyer in the same transaction. It's a bit like being a mediator in a negotiation where you know both parties personally. While it can simplify communication by having just one agent handle everything, it also requires a delicate balance to ensure fairness to both parties without any bias. Think about it like this. Imagine you're selling your house and at the same time a good friend of yours is looking to buy a home. You both decide to use the same real estate agent to handle your respective needs. Now, if your friend decides they want to buy your house, your agent becomes a dual agent. They are now responsible for handling both sides of the deal. It's convenient because there's a single point of contact, but it's also complex because the agent must navigate the transaction with impartiality, ensuring both parties get a fair deal without favoring one side over the other. Here's why dual agency can be tricky and is even restricted or illegal in some states. The agent must avoid conflicts of interest that can arise when representing both the buyer and the seller. They need to provide the best possible advice to both parties, but without favoritism. This balancing act can be challenging because the agent must negotiate the best deal for the seller while also trying to secure a fair purchase price for the buyer. In places where dual agency is allowed, it's crucial that the agent fully discloses the situation to both parties and obtains their explicit consent to proceed. Both the buyer and seller must understand the limitations of the agent's role under dual agency. What about implied agency? Implied agency is all about vibes. There's no formal agreement, but actions speak louder than words. Like when you keep bringing snacks to someone and suddenly you're considered a snack buddy. Implied agency is a type of agency relationship that isn't hammered out with ink on paper, but is formed based on behavior. How people act can sometimes speak louder than words. Here's a practical example. Suppose a homeowner verbally asks an agent to help them find a buyer for their home, but they never formalize the agreement in writing. If the agent then begins marketing the property and engaging with potential buyers, an implied agency has been created. The agent has started to act on behalf of the homeowner, and the homeowner has accepted this by allowing the agent to proceed with those activities. The tricky part about implied agency is that it can lead to misunderstandings and obligations that weren't explicitly agreed upon. This is why in real estate, clear communication and formal agreements are so crucial. Implied agency can sometimes create legal responsibilities for both parties that they weren't fully aware of. In some jurisdictions, the implications of implied agency are significant, as both parties might find themselves bound to terms they didn't explicitly agree to. If you're involved in any real estate dealings, it's wise to formalize your agreements to avoid the pitfalls of implied relationships. For those entering the real estate field or anyone dealing with property transactions, understanding implied agency is key. Once upon a time, out in Montana where the sky really is bigger, we had a neighbor named Earl. He was this old-timer with a real knack for gardening. He could make anything grow. Every summer, Earl would amble over with an armful of corn on the cob, freshly picked from his garden. He'd hand them to my mother with a specific instruction. "Cook these tonight. They're best when fresh. You see, after they're picked, the sugars start turning to starches and you lose that sweet burst of flavor." Over the years, these deliveries became as reliable as the sun set. Earl's corn and vegetables were a staple at our dinner table, and somehow we started to expect them as part of our summer meals. One day, Earl said, when I was younger, I used to sell these at the farmer's market. Maybe I ought to at least start charging you folks for fresh delivery." We all laughed because he was the original instigator of this relationship, but it made me think. Earl had, without intending to, become like our personal veggie vendor, much like in real estate where someone might become an implied agent through consistent actions rather than formal agreements. Just as Earl never formally agreed to supply us, but did so regularly, in real estate, these kinds of relationships can form and carry expectations or obligations that aren't explicitly stated. The moral of this story is that Earl's garden taught us more than just the value of fresh produce. It showed how easily we might assume roles or create agreements through our actions, not just our words. In both gardening and real estate, the lines between casual help and formal obligations can blur, making clarity and communication key. Have you ever tasted corn so fresh you picked it yourself, or any other unforgettable fresh produce? What was it like? Share your tasty tales in the comments below. And if you've ever found yourself in an implied agreement like our surprise veggie subscription from Earl, tell us about that too. Now, let's explore a unique type of listing known as a net listing from an agent's perspective. Imagine you agree with a seller that the minimum price they will accept for their home is $500,000. Under a net listing agreement, any amount you negotiate above that minimum is your commission. For example, if you close the sale at $550,000, the extra $50,000 above the agreed price is yours to keep. While this might sound like a great way to maximize your earnings, net listings carry significant ethical considerations and legal implications. They're not commonly recommended because they can create a conflict of interest. As an agent, you might be tempted to hold out for a higher offer to increase your commission, potentially bypassing good offers that meet your client's needs. Moreover, net listings are illegal in some states due to these potential conflicts. They can blur the lines between serving the client's best interest and pursuing your own financial gain. This setup could lead to ethical dilemmas and jeopardize your professional reputation. And that wraps up our exploration of the different types of agency and listings in real estate. From the committed relationship of an exclusive right-to-sell listing to the open possibilities of an open listing, understanding these concepts is crucial for any real estate professional looking to navigate the market effectively. We've also delved into the delicate balance of dual agency and the subtleties of implied agency, equipping you with the knowledge to handle various client situations ethically and professionally. Remember, whether you're managing exclusive contracts or juggling multiple clients, the key is transparency, fairness, and always putting your client's needs first. Hey, by the way, did you know that if you don't like and subscribe, you may never find our channel again? Don't leave it up to the algorithm. Take 2 seconds and do it. You will thank us and yourself later. Love the video? Brilliant. Share it with someone. It's like giving a gift that doesn't cost a thing. Remember how your kid made you watch that Roblox influencer? It is payback time, baby. Before you dash off, why not make a quick stop at our official site, nightbeforetheexam.com. We've got exclusive sample questions tailored just for this video, available only to our subscribers. It's the perfect way to test what you've learned today and sharpen those professional skills even further. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay knowledgeable and stay professional. Catch you in the next video.